Welcome to another edition of You and Your Uke, and this time we're going to have an instrument review, and it's going to be an instrument review of a tenor ukulele that's been in my awareness for about a year, and I feel very happy that within the last 10 days I've actually managed to get hold of one. Before that, I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about tenor ukuleles in general. If you've watched any of my videos, you will know that pretty much without exception I play tenor ukuleles. That's not because I have no regard for sopranos or concerts or baritones. It's just that the players that I really like to listen to, especially within the context of instrumental ukulele playing, they all play pretty much without exception tenors when they are performing. So whether that's the guys from Hawaii Music Supply, Corey, Calais, Brittany, whether that's Jake Shinobukaru, whether that's Vanessa Ding, all of those players I really admire, and they tend to gravitate towards tenors. So the tenor ukulele has got the pitch and the sound quality that I really like to hear, which is why most of my instruments are tenors. I do like a real traditional tenor, and you can't get more traditional than the Kamaka. This is the HF3. Kamaka are a Hawaiian family who have been making ukuleles for over 100 years, and their expertise and the development of their skill goes into these ukuleles, and it's a real traditional ukulele from the Hawaiian tradition. However, I also really like modern design of tenor ukuleles, and this one, the Anui UT200 Moonbird. If you listen to Alex from Southern Ukulele Store, he will tell you that this really set the standard for a new tradition of high-end ukuleles coming from the Far East. And I really like the design features in the UT200. It's probably the uke that I play more than any of my others. However, there's a new kid on the block. As I say, in the last year I've become aware of a maker who started in 2009, a company called L Luthier, run by Adwin Lai, who assembled a whole team of craftsmen, luthiers, with the aim of building guitars to start with, and then ukuleles from a range of tone woods that were really high end, and they're based in Malaysia. And over the last 10 days I've got my hand on this, which is in this fantastic gig bag. I don't know if you can see in the light on the gig bag, it says L Luthier, and that's what we're going to have a look at today. The L Luthier Le Maho solid mahogany tenor. Okay. So here we go. Here is the L Luthier solid mahogany Le Maho tenor ukulele. The minute you take this out of the gig bag, you know in your hands you have an instrument of the utmost quality, made by very skilled craftsmen who care a lot not only about how the instrument sounds but what it looks like. I will play you some sound samples later, of course, but let's just have a look at some of the features that you can see on this ukulele. The first thing that attracted me to it is the overall shape. So I come from a guitar tradition, and most of my guitars have this very large bottom bout. Jumbo guitars they're called, and I guess they're styled on the old Gibson J200, which had that kind of whoa, big shape here. I also like the design of the cutaway. The other thing that you will notice straight off is the off-center sound hole. So there's discussion about off-center sound holes, which is maybe worth reading. There's a suggestion that if you take the sound hole away from the middle, you have a bigger overall area of soundboard to vibrate, and therefore you get a different tonal quality. I don't know, I'm not a builder, I'm not a craftsman. What I can tell you is having this off-center sound hole and the sound port gives you a massive experience as a player. You get lots of sound off this ukulele to your head as well as out front, and it is a big sound, this instrument. Not surprisingly really, given the depth of it. That's 74mm as opposed to about 65mm on the Inui Moonbird. It's a big sound. I mean, the Inui is not quiet, but this really is big sound. So the bridge and the saddle I really like. I love that asymmetric look to the bridge. Bone saddle there, compensated bone saddle, and I love this little maple stripe here. Pure decoration. It's just a craftsman adding just a touch that makes his instrument unique and finely finished. And the binding is also maple, spalted maple, front and back, and unusually up the side as well, which also gives it a real touch of class. While we're on the binding, you can see in between, I hope in this light, in between the spalted maple and this lovely mahogany, there is a thin strip of that red padauk wood. The whole thing's made with the utmost care, and the finish is beautiful. Even at the top there's a little unique touch here on the headstock. Looks a little bit like a page being folded over. Just a nice touch. On the back you'll see the De Young machine heads, which are kind of aged coppery brass look and work superbly well. Let's go back to that sound hole. You may see in there two dials, one which says mic, one which says volume. Now this is really unusual, I think, in a ukulele. It's quite a complex inbuilt pickup system. The best way you can amplify any acoustic instrument in terms of getting the genuine sound out of the instrument is by miking it up. If you go into a recording studio, an engineer would probably put two mics on your ukulele to get the exact sound of your instrument. The trouble with that, particularly playing live, is that it opens you up to problems with feedback. It's a problem miking up any acoustic instrument. So this dual system allows you to have a balance between an inbuilt microphone, which will give you the genuine acoustic quality of this instrument, and the under-saddle piezo pickup, which will allow you to get loads of volume out of it. It's an active system, a very lightweight battery in there, not a PP9, so it doesn't really affect the weight and the balance of the uke. The whole thing is superb. I can't really speak highly enough about these instruments, but there are a whole range of L Luthier instruments made from different tone woods. So you might wonder, why have I gone for a solid mahogany one? Alright, well, let's think about that. Okay, so why mahogany? I don't know if you follow ukulele reviews, but you may have seen Alex from Southern Ukulele Store reviewing the whole range of L Luthier ukuleles, which includes the solid mahogany, Formosan Koa, that's a Malaysian version of Koa, Formosan Koa solid top, back and sides, and also the spruce top with Formosan Koa back and sides in concert and tenor. So you may have seen that review, and you may have seen Barry Maz's review on Got a Ukulele, where he looked at the spruce top with the Formosan Koa back and sides. So why have I chosen the Mahogany? Well, when I think of mahogany, it's almost, I feel a little bit like describing coffee. It feels to me like a wood that gives you warmth and a kind of richness and a full body, but with an edge to it as well. And you'll have seen some of my other ukuleles at the start of this video. I have the Kamaka, which is all solid Hawaiian Koa, and the Moonbird, which is spruce top with rosewood back and sides. So when you have a number of ukuleles, then you kind of want ones in different tone woods. Each tone wood gives you a different playing experience, a different sound, and it's going to be useful for different types of music. So mahogany is a wood which I've not had a ukulele made from since my very first ukulele, which was an old laminate Lanakai, which was a cheap uke, about £100 in the UK. And actually I liked it. I really did like it. I've since moved on to ukuleles which are kind of much finer build, but I've never had a solid mahogany, and the difference between this solid mahogany and the kind of generic laminate mahogany ukuleles is phenomenal. I would urge you, if you're thinking about the L Luthier ukuleles, to try the whole range, because they are all superb, especially for the price, which is about half or even less than half of something like an Anui Nui Moonbird. So I'm not a salesman, I don't sell ukuleles, but for any punter in the market for a really high-end ukulele at not a high-end price, you've got to look at these, really. Okay. Well, that concludes my review of my latest acquisition, the L Luthier Le Maho solid mahogany ukulele. You've probably got the idea that I think it's an absolutely superb instrument, as are all of the instruments in their range, and well worth a look. We've looked at some of the design features, which I think are second to none. They really are very, very finely done. with a real attention to detail and a real craftsmanship. We've looked at the sound of the uke, which again I think is absolutely incredible, especially for given the fact that the cost of these ukes is something like half the cost of an Inui Moonbird. I'm not trying to compare the two of those. I think the Moonbird is a superb instrument, but equally I think these are great too, and well worth a look. Okay, thanks very much. I'll see you soon. I'm not sure what with, whether it'll be another instrument review. Probably not, because I only review instruments I buy, but we'll have something for you. Take care of yourselves, keep enjoying the music, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.